I'm beating every N64 game, and I mean all of them. The twist is, the next game I play is randomly selected, so I have no clue what's coming next. This is the journey to beating every N64 game. Game number 240, Gexzilla, Enter the Gecko. Released in 1998, this game was developed by Crystal Dynamics and published by Midway. This is actually the second Gex game of a trilogy released in this console generation, but the first one was only on the 3DO, PS1, Saturn, and PC. I was always curious about the Gex games, as I'd see them when I'd go out to rent a game. However, I never played any of them, opting for Croc on the PS1 instead because he looked cooler to me as a kid. I didn't really know much about Gex going into this other than it was a 3D platformer collectathon. I definitely consider myself to be very skilled and knowledgeable with platforming engines, so I was excited to check this one out. Surely it's gotta be decent since it's so well known from back then. Let's get into it. The start of this game is wild. You just turn it on, it shows the developer and publisher, then it just immediately jumps into the gameplay. No intro, no title screen, nothing. Just start playing. I guess they want to get down to business. So this must be like the hub area where we can pick a level to go into. It wouldn't let me into Gillig's Isle, said I needed 3 red remotes first. I could go into this level, so I guess here's the first level, out of Toon. It had a barren menu with 3 choices. I think these are supposed to be like choosing a star in Mario 64. I guess I'll do the first one, jump to the teetering rock. Why not? It shows a little cutscene with a flyover of the level, eventually panning over to the location of a red remote. That's going to be our main goal in these levels, is to find these things. But yeah, it's a 3D platformer collectathon. These carrots are like the coins of the level, scattered all around. The way Gex runs was really strange. You can turn in 360 degrees easily, but then once you've started running in a direction, it kind of swaps to a pseudo tank controls until you've slowed down again. It's very strange. Oh wait, guess there are multiple collectibles? This mushroom had some cans inside. I jumped down a hole, and when I emerged, Gex was wearing some kind of bunny outfit. And there was a sign saying Wabbit Season. Is this a parody of Looney Tunes? Okay, yep, there's off-brand Elmer Fudd, so that's clearly what they're going for here. Okay, first I was collecting carrots, then empty cans. Now I'm collecting TNT? There are so many things to find in this game. Gex has 4 health, indicated by the pause at the top of the screen. Not sure what restores it, or if that's even possible at all. Apparently this TV is a checkpoint. Feels odd having a checkpoint in a 3D platformer like this, but I'll certainly take it. I think this is supposed to be wind. Looks more like transparent popcorn to me. Now I'm hungry. This game is feeling like a fever dream already. A smiley face ball and the traffic light is just bouncing around. Eventually, I racked up 50 of those TNT collectibles. It showed a silver remote spinning around me. Maybe that's a goal I need to do too. The game literally explained nothing, so I'm on my own here. And after climbing up this desert rocky area, I got my first red remote. Aw yeah, let's go. After Gex gets sucked into the TV, it shows a post-level stats screen. So it seems like those 3 collectibles are all there are in this level. I think I got a silver remote for finding 30 carrots, 40 cans, and 50 TNTs. There's also a hidden one. Okay, guess now it's time to hunt the 2 hunters. We can't call him Elmer Fudd though. Destroying this purple mushroom made a 1 appear. Wonder what that's about. Alright, well this must be the hidden remote then. I wonder why these 2 are white instead of red. Some kind of alternate collectible. Oh, I see. When you get enough of a certain collectible, you get a 1-up. That's good to know for future levels. To kill the hunters, I've got to use Gex's tail swipe attack on them 3 times. That tail must really hurt. Get wrecked, Elmer Fudd. Oh wait, that's not him. Get wrecked, nondescript hunter, possibly from one of those Cabela's games or something like that. That's our second red remote. Ah, there it is. The third objective is to whack 5 purple mushrooms. That explains it. Obviously, Gex can run around and jump. He's got this tail bounce move that gives him an even higher jump. It feels pretty good to do. He can also do a ledge grab, which naturally is done with his tongue. Hey, if it works, it works. Did I just get hit by a falling Frankenstein? This is a very strange place. Uh-oh, my first death. Where did he get that white flower from? Since I didn't get a checkpoint on this attempt, I go all the way back to the start for a death. Well, these levels are kind of big, so I hope there's many of those going forward. Oh, I see. I had hit these TVs before, but I wasn't sure why the bug was flying around me. Those green ones heal, and the purple ones give a 1-up. There we go. The 5th mushroom next to the weird smiley face ball thing. Alright, guess this level is fully completed. Upon leaving, it showed a short cutscene with the TV for Gillig Exile turning on. There are these diamonds giving tips in the hub area. By holding Z then jumping to do a flying karate kick. Dang, along with being an attack, this is kind of speed tech. He clearly goes faster there. I guess this level was also open, so we're going to the second level, Smellraiser. I can survive the haunted mansion, smash 5 blood coolers, and ride the haunted elevator. Guess I'll just go in order. Alright, so we're collecting skulls this time. I suppose that's fitting for a haunted mansion. Kinda looks like the Mumbo tokens from Banjo-Kazooie. Jeez, this floating table is causing the camera to give me motion sickness. This is not comfortable. Ooh, here's a new red TV bug. It made Gex catch on fire. Do I deal damage to enemies that touch me now? Apparently Gex can climb some walls. My goodness, I did not expect him to go that fast. He was zooming. That was actually pretty cool. Hey look, it's Frankenstein from the first level. You just keep knocking limbs off of it until it's hopping around on one leg. Like that guy in Monty Python. 'Tis but a flesh wound. Done collecting skulls, now I'm getting headstones. This chandelier definitely looks like it should damage me. Come on, that thing is on fire. Oh look, they reskinned the smiley face with a scary pumpkin here. This ghost is just chilling here under the red light. Kinda looks like it's dancing. I should leave it alone. Oh, I see what's happening. Upon reaching 40 headstones, the nearby ones transformed into Jason masks. So I have to get 30 of one thing, 40 of the next thing, then 50 of the final thing. Except they're all the same thing, just changing the image after each milestone. So collect 120 in total per level for a remote. I don't know what's going on in this room. There's a toilet on each side, all facing each other. This is the worst bathroom layout ever. I would be so embarrassed. There we go. That's 50 Jason masks for the collection remote of this stage. And down here in this sewer type thing was the hidden remote. We're cruising. I reached the end of the stage without any trouble. So far, the game wasn't that difficult. I could get used to this. Let's go into the next mission. So it turns out this game does have a story. However, you would never know if you rented the game and they didn't have the manual with it, because that's the only place you'll find it. Gex saved the world from Rez in the events of the first game. He couldn't take the pressure of the fame and the paparazzi harassing him, so he secluded himself to his home, never leaving. He'd just make coffee, then watch TV. For 2 years straight, basically watching reruns of old shows due to watching so much. After 2 years, he was approached by some agents saying Rez is back, and they need him to save the world once again. Gex says he's done, so they whack him over the head and offer him a briefcase full of cash. That's all the motivation he needed, I guess. So yeah, anyway, here's the second red remote. Apparently I actually did the third objective on that first run, so now I've survived the haunted mansion. Time to smash 5 blood coolers. I'll take this time to talk about the graphics and audio. The game looks quite good graphically. I believe this is a port of a PlayStation game, so I imagine they cranked them up a bit in this version. The game runs at a pretty low frame rate on original hardware, which is quite frustrating. It's nothing especially bad like DK64, but it doesn't feel great, you know? For the audio, the music's pretty decent, whatever. That's not what we care about in this game. So like I mentioned before, Gex locked himself inside watching reruns of TV shows for 2 years straight. Due to that, he just keeps spouting off random one-liners from them, or just references to people on TV. You get zingers like this.
Reminds me of Halloween at Rip Taylor's.
Or even this.
Don't take career advice from Joe Piscopo.
In the PlayStation version, he apparently has hundreds of these lines. I guess due to the N64 cartridge limitations, they cut his lines down drastically. So this leads to you hearing these lines over and over and over again. I heard that line about Halloween at Rip Taylor's like 30 times, I swear. It got so annoying that it actually became funny. It's just weird for a game probably marketed at kids to have Gex spout off references that were already outdated in 1998 that they would definitely not understand. Oh, also, as a small gripe with the audio is you having some free reign over the camera controls. In certain spots, it doesn't let you move it, and it makes this really annoying noise. I got 4 of the 5 blood coolers, but I kept missing one every time I ran through the level. It was behind the door in this hallway. You'd never see it unless you turned the camera around to check backward. Unbelievable. There we go, that's Smellraiser fully complete. I'm not sure how much stuff I need to get to beat the game, but I was planning to collect everything anyway. Guess it's time for our first bonus level, Aztec Twostep. So Gex is now dressed as a knockoff Indiana Jones, and we're scouring this temple for 50 gems in under 3 minutes. The first room had half of them, which were quite trivial to get. In the second room, there were switches on the ground, which I had to tail bounce in order to open some hidden doors. Which switch to press? I don't know. No way to tell, it seems. Upon collecting them all, a new area opened up and it told me to get the what? Okay, I know it's talking about the remote, but I feel like that was a weird way to say it. The timer keeps counting down when you're going for it, so you really need to get all the gems in like 2.5 minutes. But yeah, that was a nice little diversion. How about a boss level? We're going to Gillig Isle. Dang, is that Papu Papu from the hit game Crash Bandicoot? He sends these fireballs from the cauldron in the middle, and Gex can apparently reflect the blue ones back at him. The frame rate is abysmal here. Like, this is competing with DK64. After hitting him, he sends more fireballs out, as well as these walls of fire from the sides. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the third guy taken out, and had my second death. This fight isn't the greatest. Ah, that's better. Get wrecked, whoever y'all are on Gillig Isle. I don't know why we wanted to fight you, but, well, we did. Beating that boss opened a gate to a new section of the overworld thing. Yay, more levels. Let's try Frankensteinfeld. Run the axe gauntlet, head down the ramp, stick to the ceiling. The second one seems much easier than the other two, doesn't it?
Reminds me of Halloween at Rip Taylor's.
Wait, he's already reusing lines from other levels? Well, that was fast. Yeah, if you play through this, you'll be hearing about Rip Taylor and Joe Piscopo quite a lot. I wondered if it would be funny to get Joe Piscopo to record a line for this through his Cameo page, but apparently he charges $250. You are out of your mind, man. Again with this fire bug. I have no idea what it's for still. This guy up here is just throwing his skull down at us over and over again. They say skull crushers are a good exercise, but this is just ridiculous. I guess these are the axes from the axe gauntlet. Well, bring it on. Okay, that was easy. The remote was just beyond the door, 1 out of 3 down. Whoa, a fake wall? This is just like that one time in Dark Souls. It turns out Gex can climb on the ceiling too. Spider Gex does whatever a spider Gex. Oh god, I'm turning into a guy who spouts off random references too. Don't get me wrong, there are many things in this game that are a meme, but the platforming itself is pretty good when it actually wants you to do something like this. The tail bounce feels good to do. Going in here made the camera go ballistic. What are we trying to do here? Is this what happened at Rip Taylor's house on Halloween? Who the heck even is Rip Taylor? I definitely wouldn't know as a kid in the 90s, and I don't know now as an adult either. These angled climbing sections are very disorienting. The camera doesn't cooperate at all. I'm not even sure if they knew how to get it to behave back then, to be fair. You just kind of have to run with what you're given, I guess. Now this is more like it. This kind of reminds me of those ball mazes in Metroid Prime 4, except, you know, we're a Gecko and not Samus. But you get the idea, right? I was scared to jump off because I'm upside down. Ah, geez, my brain's starting to hurt. This must be what it feels like to ride that slingshot thing they have at amusement parks. I'm not exactly sure how I ended up here, but, well, there's the second red remote of the level. I kept missing this jump. It felt way too hard. Was I being bad? Yeah, I was. There we go. I don't know why I was trying the tail bounce before. A karate kick would have worked even better, I think. There's the third red remote. But wait, I'm still missing the hidden one. Now that's some classic jank N64 camera work right there. Cameraman must have taken career advice from Joe Piscopo. The red window sure is suspicious. Aha, there it is. Alright, that's Frankensteinfeld done. Time for yet another level, www.com.com. Oh yeah, that's a good reference for the 90s. Huh, there are only 2 red remotes here. Scale the launch tower and cross the data bus bridge. Right away, there was this green thing that put a glowing orb around Gex. The collectible here are 9-volt batteries. At least we've got a new theme to look at. Killing an LED. Why is it evil? I don't know. Why can this Gecko talk? Oh, I see. When Gex has that green thing around him, you touch these green squares to make something happen. Pretty neat new mechanic. Now I'm collecting LEDs. So these LEDs aren't evil, but the big ones are. This place is strange. I don't really know what part of the computer this purple swirling tunnel is supposed to be. Maybe this is where the printer plugs in. These green bounce pads were pretty fun to use. I suppose we're scaling the launch tower in this part. The third collectible seems to be an atom or some type of small particle of the like. Luckily, I noticed these little ledges on the wall leading to the secret remote. Would suck to have to come all the way back here again. Well, I suppose that's the first red remote, one of two down. If you're wondering what Gex has been yapping about in this level, he kept saying how he should have just become a Maytag repairman, and something about shutting down garbage mashers on the detention level. Down the other path was some kind of spinny tube, except it was all the colors of the rainbow now. I recognize this place. This is totally the 3.5-inch floppy drive port. Instead of bounce pads, we've got extendy bridges this time around. The difficulty of this part was directly correlated to how much the camera decided to troll me. So this platform that vaguely resembles a cheeseburger with metal buns was super frustrating. It would spin around this electric thing in a circle. You swipe Gex's tail, causing it to trail off and bounce off all the walls it touches. It was really tricky to get it to go where I wanted. There's nothing super challenging in this room, but they could have made it way worse. A big problem I had with this level is both paths didn't give me enough collectibles to get the remote for it. I reached the end of them both times, still missing a bunch. So what you have to do is partially go down one path, turn around, then go down the one you want the red remote for. Kind of feels like an oversight. No idea if this was a bug or intended. What I do know is, it was really, really odd. Luckily, I had a checkpoint, so dying here wasn't that big of a deal. There we go. That's www.com.com, 100% completed. How about we go to Kung Fu Theater next? Sounds like a fun place. I need to defeat the deadly dragon and cross the rocking pillars. Alright, starting off strong by blasting a window of some local business. And there's a ninja in here trying to kill me with a sword. Looks like the collectible here is to-go containers of fried rice. Look at this cool samurai suit. Oh, what the heck? There's someone in this thing. This is just like that movie The Last Samurai. Except I've never seen that movie. I have no idea what it's actually about. You can blast this gong over and over, and it's so loud. Very fun activity. There's also this cannon chilling in the middle of this place. I don't know why they would have a cannon installed pointing directly at their door, but hey, live your best life. After containers of fried rice, we're collecting yin and yang symbols. Gex seems to be very well traveled. He kept waffling about how Jake and this is Chinatown, and how he'd beat this level, then in an hour be hungry for another. Or how he wondered if this was the year of the Gecko. You really hear these things like 100 times when you play this on the N64. After the yin and yang symbol, you grab some kind of mask. I assume this has some kind of cultural relevance. This gold diamond thing is kinda cool. Gex grabs onto it like a wall, then it transfers him somewhere else. What's with this sign? Did the devs forget to put something fun on this and that's like a placeholder text? I don't know. After jumping across these moving platforms where the camera somehow got stuck facing the wrong direction, I got the first red remote of the level. Yeah, sometimes the camera just gets stuck and it keeps making that whistle noise if you want to change it. Oh hey, there's the deadly dragon. It just does circles around this different cannon room while breathing fire. There we go, this dragon is cooked. Had to hit it like 30 times with the cannon. It took quite a while. That's both red remotes from this stage. Still missing the hidden one though. Ah, there we go. It was hidden on this awning. Never thought to look up there till now. Got another bonus stage here in Dragnet. Instead of gems, we're collecting badges now. And Gex is dressed like a cop. I think this is supposed to be New York City? Not what it looked like when I visited. I'm not sure this moving staircase is an efficient design for a fire escape, but I'm also not an architect, so maybe I'm wrong. Hey look, a train. Maybe Sergey from Densha de Go is driving it. After getting all 50 badges, it popped up saying catch the train. Well dang, it would have been efficient to get the last ones near there earlier. Not like it was hard to get to it in time or anything anyway. These little bonus stages are fun. So here's the boss of this section, Mooshu Pork. Get it? It's a pig top half, but a cow bottom half. Moo, like the noise a cow makes. Basically, it chases you around this room with an electric thing in the middle. Once you lure it away, flip the switch to turn it into a skeleton? I don't know, but that's how we deal damage. It then comes back and flips the switch the other way, turning it back to normal. Do that like 4 times, and now we've got neither Mooshu nor Pork. But we do have a remote, so that's nice. Next up, the prehistory channel, Pangaea 90210. I need to assault the lava island and climb the volcano. We're collecting drumsticks, I guess. Can't be chicken, although isn't it theorized that chickens evolved from dinosaurs? After that, we collect some classic animal skulls like those ones you see in the desert all the time in cartoons. This lava texture's pretty cool. Looks just like the Infernal Cape in old school RuneScape. All kinds of little dinosaurs for us to kill here. Gex wouldn't shut up about Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine expedition. Some old show he watched? I'm not familiar with it. That was super quick. I think this was assaulting the lava island. 1 of 2 down. Are these doors supposed to be a bathroom? Dinosaurs didn't just go outside wherever they felt like? Dang, this egg has got hands. Well, literally it doesn't, but man, I wasn't expecting to get spiked off the cliff like we're playing Melee here. Are these supposed to be spider webs or maybe like an ash stain from the side of the volcano? Gex can climb it, whatever it is. And the third collectible here are little plastic dinosaurs. Don't you make these things from oil, which is made from dead dinosaurs from millions of years ago? Toy dinosaurs are made from dinosaurs. Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine expedition.
Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine expedition.
This dinosaur was a bit scary. It takes like 10 hits to kill. Found the secret remote after dropping off a ledge with these exploding molten rocks. I actually died quite a lot in this stage. The difficulty was ramping up. There we go. That's Prehistory Channel 100% completed. Here's a bonus level I missed from earlier, Thursday the 12th. We're collecting skulls, and it's essentially Picador the level. This is just like Rip Taylor's at Halloween. Wait, that's backwards. Who cares anymore? Ran out of time for the first attempt. I mean, what do you expect with this kind of level design? Just guess the correct door? Brilliant. There we go, all 50 skulls. Let me just jump back down to the bottom because, you know, if we're climbing to the top, surely the remote spawns back down at the bottom. Yeah, no, it sure doesn't. And I'm out of time again. Ugh, this one was super frustrating. Ah, of course, you've got to go in another door. I guess that's to be expected. Good riddance. Another bonus level, The Spy Who Loved Himself. Gex is dressed in a nice tuxedo here, looking sharp. The platforming in this one is quite fun actually. I really like this level. This room had flying robot sharks for whatever that's worth. I assume that's a reference to either James Bond or Austin Powers, but I have no idea. When you get all the briefcases, you go through like 10 vault doors to the area with the remote. Except, I couldn't find the remote. I noticed it on a high ledge, but I had no idea how to get up there. There was a secret switch hidden in a different part of the room that for some reason turns a ton of strobe lights on. What a weird secret lair. There we go, another bonus level done. Now for a real level. Circuit control, Honey, I Shrunk the Gecko. I need to charge to the top, find the IO tower, and charge the ATC steps. This is reusing the theming from www.com.com. Same collectibles, but different level design, and a few different enemies. It's even got that tunnel with all the flashy colors again. There's some electric pulses being sent out to dodge this time around. These sections where you have to climb on the ceiling are so disorienting. Like, it is so hard to judge where you're going to drop down. Here I apparently get the remote for charging the ATC steps. It's not the one I was going for, but I need all 3 anyway. Aw, no, not the weird burger looking platforms again. Why are these so delicious looking? I want to eat the metal burger. And here's the remote for finding the IO tower. It's powered by burgers, it seems. Charging to the top was pretty fun. Just a bunch of these green bounce pads all in this tiny vertical room. That was all 3 red remotes. No secret one though. I hate when I finish all the objectives without finding it. I spent like 45 minutes looking for this dang hidden remote. You have to turn the camera around just before going through a doorway to load a different room. This one was really hidden. But there we go. Honey, I Shrunk the Gecko 100% complete. Straight into the next one, it's the Prehistory Channel again, This Old Cave. I need to watch for falling lava, dodge the steam vents, and bounce up the flowers. So this is using the same graphics and all that from the other Prehistory Channel level. Except the enemies are different. Here's some weird looking gecko thing. Gex should be ashamed. Right away after climbing past some spiderweb things, I got the red remote for watching for falling lava. This spot near these bouncing flowers was causing the camera to lose its mind. What do you mean you're turning me around here? Figure it out, buddy. I want to go through that hole. And like 5 minutes later, here's the red remote for bouncing up the flowers. After getting past the bouncing flowers. Makes sense. There was a blue bug in this stage. It prevents me from taking damage from lava. Runs out after one hit though. Gotta love finding the hidden remote before finishing the stage. This was on a ledge near the steam vents. Getting past said steam vents led me to the third and final red remote of this stage. That was nice and quick. Time for the third boss, Gexzilla vs Mecha-Rez. Here we're in the middle of a city fighting what I guess is Mecha-Rez. I was just constantly spamming Gex's tail, which was quite effective. You can swipe it at all the different buildings to destroy those too. This fight is a bit more interesting than the last two, I guess. Mecha-Rez has a few attacks, but the scariest one is the dash attack that zooms towards you. However, once you know about it, it's pretty easy to dodge. The fight lasts like 3 minutes or so. Mecha-Rez is done for. The death animation is pretty intense, not gonna lie. I went exploring a bit in the overworld and I found a wall I could climb. This leads to a platform that takes us to a secret level. C-Span Gex Kustoau. My objectives are to swim through these 3 arches, find the end of the cave, and reach the top of the Titanic. So this is cool because this level is exclusive to the N64 version of the game. Won't see this on those other consoles. A makes Gex swim forward, B does the tail attack still, and Z is a brake. Here are some turtle taxis. You may think this is counterintuitive because aren't turtles slow? Well no, they aren't. It's tortoises that are slow. If you see a turtle charging at you, it's gonna get there quick. There's some scary sharks to kill down here. Looks like we're collecting starfish to start out. After that, we start collecting treasure chests. One thing I quickly noticed about this level is it just felt huge and completely empty. Like, the entire thing was devoid of any content. It's possible to make water levels cool, but man, there's just nothing here. Well, not sure how I got here, but here's the red remote for finding the end of the cave. Sharks aren't the only dangerous critter down here. Gotta watch out for those lobsters too. Huh, a sign offering tours of the Titanic. I wonder if they remade this game with new lines, Gex would have a line about, "Don't go on a Titanic tour on the Titan submersible." There's a flying saucer down here. That's something. Seriously though, this level was so empty. It was quite boring. I guess I can see why it wasn't in other versions. Apparently I swam through all 3 of the arches, causing a red remote to spawn. Heck yeah, there we go. Only one left. Oh wow, if you swim all the way up, you actually hit the top of the water, not some arbitrary invisible wall. I feel like that's not what I would expect to happen here. Looks like this is where we take the Titanic tour. There's a gap in the side of it where you can swim inside. Presumably that's where the iceberg struck. The third collectible here are lockets. I think that's the one Rose has in the movie. After progressing far enough through the ship, we had land physics again. Except water was flooding in, so it was kind of annoying to walk around. Bouncing was much better. This ultimately led to a section that was basically Kaizo Gex 64. These jumps are honestly quite challenging, and if you mess up, you fall all the way back down. Gex predicted getting over it, I suppose. Anyway, that's the third red remote here. Still missing the hidden one, unfortunately. It was hiding above the water in a random room. Easy enough. That's Gex Kustoau 100% complete. Next is a bonus level, Bugged Out. Here I've got to hit this spinny thing in the center to make all these bugs spawn in. They drop radiation tokens. I don't know what else to call these things, but yeah. Repeat that to get all 70. The timer was actually pretty tough on this one. I was surprised. It took me 3 tries to get it. A news station, the Rocket Channel, with The Umpire Strikes Out. I need to ride the rocket and enter the battle dome. So we're in space now and there's an air meter on the right side. You've got to find air bubbles and keep it replenished. Why didn't we need to do that in the underwater level though? Shut up! Collecting little rockets to start, by the way. We've got space worms coming out of these holes too. After the little rockets, we start collecting laser blasters. Along with air bubbles, there are these conveniently little air stations scattered around. It's really easy to fall off the cliff in this level, which is a death. Fortunately, you keep your collectible status even if you didn't get a checkpoint. This level would really suck if they took them all away. Running out of air leads to the same fate. This was the easiest level to die in so far, it's not even close. After collecting 40 laser blasters, we start collecting little robots. We're getting there. I don't know what the heck this wavy thing is. Space version of the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man? Gex found an alien and yelled about how there's a gecko on his tail, and R2 can do this. Down here was the hidden remote. Heck yes, found that before even finding a single red remote. There was also a portal down here to warp me back. Haven't seen that in this game yet. These rotating platforms were tricky. Honestly, this level was such a leap in difficulty. I'd probably died over 10 times at this point. This section is so long. I had climbed like 5 of these electrified towers and dodged all kinds of electric beams. But it did end eventually, and I got the red remote for entering the battle dome. Okay, now time to ride the rocket. Gex wouldn't shut up in this level about finding Fox Mulder's sister. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry, dude. I can't help you. This part's kinda goofy. Supposed to be a Star Wars reference, I think. Oh shoot, we're entering the Death Star, or something like that. My only Star Wars knowledge comes from that Family Guy parody of it. And there we go. That's the Empire Strikes Out 100% complete. Found another secret level by climbing a wall, lizard in a china shop. I need to find all the takeout in under 3 minutes. It had this interesting part where you ride a boat down a waterway. I died to this rope a few times. It was being a bit janky. The boat lines up nicely for you to ride it again. It's on a cycle basically. I had nearly a minute and a half left. I think they gave me too much time. And here's our next level, fine tuning. I need to climb the tree and storm the castle. Easy enough. This part with bowling balls rolling down was cool. The level's reusing the graphics from the very first level we played. Gex would not stop asking if Cheech and or Chong would please report to the front desk. I really wonder if his lines get this annoying in the PlayStation version. These beams rotating are pretty scary. What are we trying to build here with floating beams? One big wind and this building is over. This level also had a boat. Never seen a screen transition like that before. And now there are exploding dominoes? The Toon levels in this are all over the place. Oh, I can break these with my tail. That makes a lot of sense. Wait, bowling balls? Did that boat take me back to the start of the level? I was so confused, not gonna lie. Hey look, off-brand Elmer Fudd is back. Why is Gex so dark now? Is he supposed to be Daffy Duck? Alright, well there we go. Climb the heck out of that tree. One of 2 red remotes. Let's get into this castle. Huh, that was easier than expected. Oh look, that red bug finally has a use. I can light the fuse on this rocket. Nothing was happening though. Oh, I had to climb on the rocket and ride it. And it took me directly to the second red remote. Awesome. The hidden remote was down a narrow pathway leading behind the castle. Not where you'd think to check. And that is yet another level 100% complete. Nearing the end now, we've got Samurai Night Fever. I've got to navigate the Great Spinner, ride the swinging platforms, and climb the towering temple. Past these dangerous swinging axes, this sure looks like a swinging platform. I think I'll ride it. The game told me to do it, and I do what I'm told. It's reusing the assets of Kung Fu Theater. Oops. The game told me to do that, too. Hitting this gong in the middle of nowhere opened the door in who knows where. This level better not get all complex on me now. Aw man, I really thought the hidden remote was going to be down here. I don't like that I found a gong doing something a year away right next to one of the red remotes. I probably need to come all the way here then backtrack, huh? What the heck is this statue in here? Is this what that gong opened? Well, whatever. I went back and got that remote for navigating the Great Spinner. Are you kidding me? We're this deep into the game and they start putting in trolls? There hasn't been anything like that this whole game. What the heck? Wow, there's another gong at the red remote for riding the swinging platforms. This is going to get ugly, isn't it? This part was actually pretty challenging. The timing is different than you'd think. Apparently, the floor is lava in this building. This level was so long, actually. It's hard to convey, but getting to this spot took like 3 minutes with no mistakes and knowing where I was going. Well, there's the third red remote for climbing the towering temple. Still no hidden one though. The hidden remote was jumping off the cliff toward this climbable wall that you'd never see unless you got frustrated and started looking around, like I did. Anyway, that's Samurai Night Fever 100% complete. Not sure what those gongs were about. Only a few levels left. We've got Pain in the Asteroids. I need to find the arched asteroid, ride the warp tube, and destroy 5 power cells. But yeah, we're back in space now and the air meter is returned as well. These were honestly a bit frustrating, but it's not the worst thing. You get a plenty of air refills. I found a decommissioned rocket or something like that, and somehow Gex can climb it. And now I'm riding up a weird elevator thing with that alien from the other space level watching me. I cannot stress enough how much bigger the levels near the end were than the others. It took ages to get through them. At least I stumbled upon the hidden remote relatively quickly after jumping through a portal. The camera was not cooperating at this part. Man, I was stressing hard. In this space level, most mistakes result in you dying from falling off the cliff. Thankfully, this was not one such time, and I got the remote for riding the warp tube. I kept getting stuck in the climbing animation on the ground over here. Oh, this is a hidden climb path. They do that a lot in this game. Very stressed, but just past these platforms was the remote for finding the arched asteroid. Just one to go. Now I've got to destroy the 5 power cells. As if this level wasn't big enough, now I've got to go down all the paths looking for these things. Unfortunately, dying resets the amount you found. What on Earth? I mean, what off Earth? Did Gex just behead that alien? That's brutal. Alright, there we go. That's all 5. I kept noticing this path into the abyss with all these collectibles. Now it makes sense. With all 5 power cells, I could get the 3rd and final remote, making Pain in the Asteroids 100% complete. The last bonus level of the game, Chips and Dips. Just gotta find all 59 volt batteries in the computer type level in under 3 minutes. You know the drill by now. Finding them is easy, but getting to the remote, that's a different story. They put it like 10 miles away, man. By one shot, it's over. Ah, that's more like it. Only took 2 tries. Okay, at the end now. Rezopolis, 2 weddings and a funeral. I just need to penetrate Rez's inner sanctum. This level's very industrial looking. However, you wouldn't know that seeing Gex in his disco outfit. Just gotta jump on these 3 lights in the right order. We're collecting cogs to start. Gex kept blurting out how he's glad he's at least not at the DMV. Yeah, me too, buddy. And then I started collecting toolboxes. Come on, Gex, get us out of this game. Another disco room? Is this just gonna be do some platforming then go dancing for a bit? Maybe Rez isn't such a bad guy. And finally, we're collecting cans of oil. Seems I'm in some kind of nuclear waste area now. There were TVs lined all along the walls in this entire lair. I feel like Gex would enjoy living here. Here's a cool platform where I had to bounce on all the buttons to make it go up. Well, I made it to the inner sanctum. Never found the hidden remote though, so back in we go. Oh, there it is. In the first platforming section, gotta go the wrong way with these rotating platforms. Alright, just the final boss to go. Channel Z, the final level of the game. Let's do this. Well, there he is. I guess Rez is this flying robot thing. I don't know, I never played Gex 1, so I'm a bit out of the loop. Right away, the camera angle changed to be some kind of targeting view from Rez. This was wild. Gotta dodge all these missiles. After that, Rez gets stunned and you can knock him into the electric beam thing in the center of the room. Probably not a good idea to neglect having shielding around that, you know? Oh shoot, maybe there's a reason for that. After 3 hits, he intentionally went into the electricity and got all huge. Time for phase 2. Now he swipes at the ground to try to grab me. He can also spawn in these poison pipe things, shoot lasers, and slam his fist down. Phase 2 is where this fight really shines. Hitting the poison thing causes what looks to be a CRT to fall from the ceiling and bonk him on the head. That should be a one-hit kill. Those things weigh a ton. Unfortunately, I was a noob and died. Back to the start. Actually, you had to have him smash the poison thing. Problem is, that also damages you. It was really tricky to figure out how to not also get hit yourself here. I died a bunch on this fight. There we go. After the 3rd CRT falls on his head, Rez is toast. His death animation is kinda crazy. With Rez down, the game is over, and the credits roll as the game shows the location of all the hidden remotes. Ha! Too bad, devs. I already got all those. It just dumps you straight back into the game with all the remotes and stuff uncollected again. How anticlimactic. Someone told me if you beat it a second time on the same save file, it gives you a long cutscene making fun of you for beating the game twice. I don't think that's real though, because I don't see anything about it online, and I'm not gonna find it out myself. But yeah, that's about all there is for this one. Game complete. So yeah, there you have it. My journey to beating Gex 64, Enter the Gecko. This was definitely an interesting one. Let's go with the positives. There are a ton of levels in this. Like, there is a lot of content here to do. Definitely not a short game. The platforming physics are pretty solid, and I actually enjoyed most of the traditional platforming challenges in the levels. It's a really good looking game graphically for the N64, and the Gex one-liners are a bit goofy, especially now with them being beyond out of date for the most part. However, it's not a perfect game. The game lags so bad on original console. This is probably easily fixed on an emulator or the remasters they put out a while ago. The fact that the N64 version has so few lines of dialogue makes Gex just repeat himself dozens of times in a single level. But it gets so annoying that it actually becomes kind of funny. The camera's quite rough too, but I'd say that's normal for the N64. And the fact there's just no intro or ending cutscene or anything just makes the game feel weird. I wish they just even put screenshots with text explaining the story or something. It's not a huge deal though, but yeah. I want some kind of motivation. Dear Mario, I baked a cake for you. Please come to the castle. Like there. That's a simple story and justification for me doing all this. Anyway, I'd say try this game yourself. I thought it was pretty decent. I gave Gexzilla Enter the Gecko a 5 out of 10 for enjoyability and a 4 out of 10 for difficulty. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We had a randomized marble race to determine which game was next, so here's how that played out. Or skip to the timestamp on screen to skip straight to the game selection. We'll play this. Totally Funtastic Flame. We got 151 games on the list. Got all kinds of cool stuff here like Nagano Winter Olympics 98, AI Shogi 3, or maybe even Glover. Only one will be the winner though, so let's see which one it is. 3, 2, 1, go. Alrighty, they are off down to the pachinko machine, and it's Robot Bunkotsu 64, the first one out. Mahjong 64 right behind, Star Fox 64 as well. Rugrats in Paris, the movie. Oh my god, the announcer's dying in the booth. Robot Bunkotsu 64, coming ahead, Wheel of Fortune, Star Wars Battle for Naboo 64 Trump Collection has fallen off the cliff. I don't really know how that even happened, but it did. Robot Bunkotsu 64, Wheel of Fortune, both getting held up here. Will anybody get through unscathed? And it's Suitsumei Taisen Puzzle Dama in the lead. Battlezone Rise of the Black Dogs right behind. And Suitsumei Taisen Puzzle Dama and Mahjong 64 is in the lead now. Jet Force Gemini taking the lead. NBA in the Zone 2000 right behind Jet Force Gemini. Oh, Shin Nippon Pro Wrestling going for a skip there. Nearly landed in the goal. That was pretty close. Jet Force Gemini coming through now. Bugs Life Biofreaks Rampage World Tour. It is Jet Force Gemini. And the lead, down goes a Bugs Life. Down goes NBA in the Zone. I'm not sure how the... Oh, Mahjong 64 is down. Jet Force Gemini still out in front, but here comes Star Fox 64, capitalizing on that slow mistake there. NASCAR 2000 as well. It's NASCAR 2000, Jet Force Gemini, Star Fox 64, neck and neck, Ridge Racer 64, Biofreaks right behind. We're coming down the final stretch. NASCAR 2000 is the current favorite. Star Fox 64, Jet Force Gemini right behind. NASCAR 2000 coming through the tunnel here. I don't know what this is. NASCAR 2000, can it be stopped? Will somebody save us from this nightmare? Oh, and it's NASCAR 2000. Jet Force Gemini, Star Fox 64 right behind. Oh, no. You know what? Maybe horse racing isn't so bad. Alrighty. NASCAR 2000. It has been decided. But yeah, if you're still here watching, you're awesome. Thank you, I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, or maybe even drop a subscription to the channel. Or you could even click one of these other videos that are on screen right now. And yeah, see you next time.